Okay, second quarter, they got going, and they've got some real firepower, and we just needed to have more resistance, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, a couple of the passes Luka makes are just unbelievable. I mean, there's only one guy in the world that can do that, and but in those situations, we gotta bounce back and keep playing and keep playing and keep playing, and we didn't do that well enough tonight. So, it's just a rough game.
How do you go about evaluating your defense when you have different lineups and different groups of players out there that maybe haven't always been playing together? They're gaining chemistry kind of on the fly as well.
Well, there's the system, and there's individual defense, and then there's game plan. And so, we had some game plan stuff going tonight that is unique because, Luka's such a unique player. First half, some of it was effective, and then and some of it wasn't. And so we got to kind of look at those three buckets, and make evaluations. So we'll do that, and we'll look to get better. 6 games left. I mean, I think 5 of these games are against teams in meaningful situations, that need to win. And so this is a test of, how we compete and how we compete with each other. And, we got to do better than tonight.
On the subject of Ben, is the bigger picture goal for him here, he gets a bigger spotlight in the starting lineup. He maybe gets a tougher matchup for him to start to mature in some of those areas to gain experience there?
I'm not sure what you mean about spotlight. It sounds very individual to me, and that's not what this is about. It's not about, whether Ben Mathurin can go out and score points. Okay, he's got to learn about the responsibility of being a starter, guarding a top player, and carrying a scoring load, and what it means to do both. The first 65 games of the season weren't like that. He was coming off the bench playing against a lot of second unit guys, and this is different. And this is a great opportunity for him. And tonight he did some good things, and there's going to be some things that we need to help him correct. But the aggression is there, and a lot of his reads were much better, and so we got to build on the good things and correct the others.
To kind of keep going on that point, I mean, you've obviously been talking a lot about developing, about trying things out. As far as just the value, what kind of value do you think you're getting as far as that is concerned? When you look out and see all the individual situations that guys are in, the responsibility that each of them have to carry. I mean, do you feel like you got a lot of value out of tonight because you're putting those guys in those positions and forcing them to kind of grow up in those moments?
Well, the way you phrase that question is unique. Value, when you're getting beat by 25-30, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of value. But guys are learning, and they're finding out what it's about. And I use the term in the pregame, my pregame interview with JJ. It's you're sitting at the grown-ups table. When you get put in this position. And when you learn what it's like to carry this kind of load. And, some young players, they thrive for that. They crave that. And, I remember when Kobe Bryant was a young player, he came off the bench early in his career. And, he earned his way into the starting lineup. But he craved that level of responsibility. And so, that's what this is. And so, again, I go back to, finding out. I mean, starting sounds great, but I think a lot of young players look at starting as just an opportunity to get their offensive game going early in the game. And that's not what being a winning two-way player is all about. Being a winning player is about taking on the challenge of a defensive matchup, playing within the defensive system, and then offensively, doing your job within the system. And so this is all valuable, even the painful stuff. And a lot of times the painful stuff is the stuff that stimulates growth.